Hi students, today we'll solve few more questions on cash flow statement. The question number 41 from this book. Following is the balance sheet of Fine Products Limited as at 31st March 2019. The balance sheet on 31st March 19 as well as 31st March 18 is given. This is the balance sheet you can see here. After this, the notes to accounts are given, we'll check them. Reserve and surplus, general reserve and balance in statement of PL, short-term provision, provision for tax, and tangible fixed assets, land and building and plant and machinery. Both the years figures are given. So this is the question. Now let us move on to the solution. In the books of Fine Products Limited cash flow statement for the year ended 31st March 2019. First of all, cash flow from operating activities will start with closing balance in the statement of PL. Now let us see what is the closing balance in the statement of PL. In the statement of PL, the closing balance is 27, that is the 31st March 19, and 31st March 18, it is given 18,000. It is 18,000 on 31st March 18. So closing balance is 27,000. From the closing balance of PL, you will subtract the opening balance in the statement of PL, that is 18,000. Next, all the extraordinary items will be added here. The extraordinary expenses like transfer to general reserve, dividend paid, provision for tax, amortization of goodwill, these things will be added up here. Here we can see general reserve. This is 20,000 on 31st March 18, 30,000 on 31st March 19. So from 20,000 to 30,000 it has increased, means there has been a transfer of amount to general reserve. From 20 to 30, that means the difference of 10,000. 10,000 rupees have been transferred to general reserve. So transfer to general reserve will add here 10,000. Next is dividend paid. As I have told, the proposed dividend of the previous year will be used, that is 39,000. Here we'll add the dividend paid 39,000. It will be subtracted in the financing activity. The dividend paid 39,000. Here it will be added as extraordinary item, and next it will be subtracted in the financing activity as cash outflow. Next, provision for tax. For provision for tax, you can see here it is given short-term provision for tax, 28,000 for the previous year and 32,000 for the current year. Now, please listen carefully for this. Provision for tax, while adding in the operating activity, will add the provision of the current year, because this provision for tax is made during the current year out of the profits. So we'll add the current year's 32,000. You can see here the provision for tax that I have added is 32,000, that is for current year. But at the end of the operating activity, when we subtract tax paid, we'll subtract the provision for tax of the previous year. Whatever provision for tax was made in the previous year, that amount of tax has been paid in the current year. Please try to understand. Whatever provision is made in the previous year is the amount of tax paid in the current year. Now the current year's provision will be added and the previous year's provision for tax will be subtracted. The current year's provision is 32,000 on 31st March 19 and the previous year's provision is 28,000 on 31st March 18. So previous year's provision is subtracted here, tax paid 28,000, and current year's provision is added here, 32,000. Next is amortization of goodwill. Let us check what is the figure of goodwill given in the question. Here you can see intangible assets goodwill is given. From 50,000 it has decreased to 40,000. From 50,000 to 40,000, that is, there is a decrease of 10,000. Now whenever goodwill is decreased, that means you have amortized the goodwill, you have written off the goodwill to the PL account. So 10,000 will be added here as amortization of goodwill. After this, you will get the net profit before tax and extraordinary items. When you take the sum of all these items, it comes up to 1 lakh. That is the net profit before tax and extraordinary items. Since there are no non-cash expenses like depreciation and all, so it will also be the operating profit before working capital changes. From the net profit before tax and extraordinary items, you need to subtract the depreciation and all non-cash expenses, but since there are not, so we'll directly reach to operating profit before working capital changes. As I have said in the previous video also, when few items are not given, you don't need to mention those items and write 0 for that. You directly skip those items. Operating profit before working capital changes, that is 1 lakh. Here you will add decrease in current assets and increase in current liabilities. As you know, this also told in the previous videos and in the class during operating activities. Inventories, that is 18,000. Let us check how inventories 18,000 came here. Inventories, it was given 57,000 in the previous year and 39,000 in the current year. So it has been decreased by 18,000. So there is a decrease of 18,000 in inventory, that is written here 18,000. Next, trade payable, that is increase in current liability. Let us check whether trade payable have increased. Trade payable have increased from 35,000 to 53,000. There is also an increase of 18,000. So trade payables 18,000 is written here. Next is increase in current asset or decrease in current liabilities. Increase in current asset, that is trade receivable. Let us see whether the trade receivables have increased. Trade receivables are given here. Trade receivables from 75,000 to 1,08,000. 75,000 to 1,08,000, there have been an increase of 33,000. So 33,000 have been subtracted, or it is written in negative. Trade receivable 33,000. Also there is a decrease in current liability, that is other current liabilities. Let us check them. Other current liabilities, from 8,000 it has come to 6,000. There is a decrease of 2,000 in other current liabilities. This is also written here, decrease in other current liabilities 2,000. Now if you take the sum of all this, you will find out 1,01,000. 1,18,000 plus 18,000 minus 33,000 and minus 2,000, you will get 1,01,000. This is the operating profit after working capital changes. From this, when you subtract the tax paid I have explained you, the previous year's provision will be the tax paid for this year. So 28,000 is subtracted. 1 lakh minus 28,000 will give you 73,000. This is the cash flow from operating activities. So the cash flow from operating activities comes to 73,000. Now we'll move on to cash flow from investing activities. Let us see what are the assets that we have. Under assets, we have fixed assets and intangible assets. Intangible assets, goodwill, we have already seen. Now let us see what is the fixed asset, tangible assets. Their working notes to accounts have been provided for tangible assets, land and building and plant and machinery. Let us see their figures. Land and building, from 1,10,000 to 57,000 it has decreased. Means we have sold the land and building from 1,10,000 to 57,000. There is a decrease of 53,000. So proceeds from sale of land and building 53,000 is written here. Next, plant and machinery. Plant and machinery has increased from 90,000, here you can see 90,000 to 1,91,000. From 90,000 to 1,91,000, there is an increase. There is an increase of 1,01,000 in the figure of plant and machinery. So plant and machinery, here you can see purchase of plant and machinery, 1,01,000 will be subtracted, as this is a cash outflow. When you purchase plant and machinery, you need to pay cash. So 1,01,000 have been subtracted. Next is investments were also there. Non-current investments, you can see here non-current investment is given. So non-current investment 10,000 to 35,000, it has increased. Earlier it was 10,000, now it is 35,000. So 10 to 35,000 means 25,000 is the increase in the non-current investment. Whenever it has increased, that means you have purchased non-current investments. When you purchase non-current investments, it will also result to a cash outflow. So it will be subtracted 25,000, 53,000 positive, 1,01,000 negative and 25,000 negative. When you take the sum of this, you will get 73,000 negative. So it will be cash used in investing activities. Since it is negative, as I have told you earlier also, cash used in investing activities, you will use the term used. You will not use the term flow when the figure is negative. Next, we'll move on to cash flow from financing activities. Now under financing activities, we'll see the shares, debentures, preference shares if we have. Shareholders fund, share capital, equity share capital. Equity share capital have increased from 3 lakh to 3,50,000. You can see here, earlier it was 3 lakh, now it is 3,50,000. So fresh equity shares are issued for rupees 50,000. Issue of equity shares 50,000 is written here. And dividend paid, as I have told you, we'll consider the proposed dividend of the previous year. That was given in the note here. 31st March 18, 39,000. That proposed dividend will be subtracted here, 39,000. 50,000 minus 39,000 will give you 11,000. This is the cash flow from financing activities. Now, if you add the operating activity, investing activity and financing activity, you will find 11,000 only. That is the cash flow during the year. 1 plus 2 plus 3, that means operating, investing and financing activity, that total is 11,000. With this, when you add the opening cash and cash equivalents, that is 17,000. Let us check here. Cash and bank balances, it is 17,000 given in the question for the previous year. With this 11,000, when you add 17,000, it provides you 28,000. This is the closing cash and cash equivalents. Let us check whether it is 28 or not. Yes, it is. Cash and bank balance is 28,000. Now, cash and bank balance is 28,000 for closing 31st March 19. This is closing cash and cash equivalents 31st March 19, 28,000. Since it has matched, so we have done the sum correctly. I am showing you the sum once again, the total sum. Also, I will send the picture of this to the group. Here you can check the whole sum as well as the whole question. This is the question and this was the solution. Next we'll move on to other question. Question number 42, what we have in this book is quite simpler, even more simple than 41 that we have done now. So we'll skip these questions and we'll move on to question number 45. You can see here question number 45 is given in your book. Question number 45, that is, from the following balance sheet of Kumar Limited as at 31st March 19, prepare cash flow statement. We need to prepare cash flow statement for Kumar Limited. So this is the solution for question number 45. In the books of Kumar Limited, cash flow statement for the year ended 31st March 19. Now here you can see, here I have missed one line, cash flow from operating activities. You'll write at the top, cash flow from operating activities. Thereafter, we'll start the question with closing balance in the statement of PL. Question number 45, if you see here, the balance sheet is given for 31st March 19 as well as 18. Thereafter, some notes to accounts are given and some additional informations also. So let us check the notes to accounts first. Share capital, equity share capital and preference share capital both are there. 15 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 lakh and 40,000. Next is reserve and surplus, general reserve as well as surplus balance in statement of PL. 1 lakh 50,000, 2 lakh and 4 lakh 60,000. Additional information given is during the year a machinery costing 20,000 was sold for 6,000. A machinery costing 20,000 sold for 6,000 means there is direct loss of 14,000. 20,000 costing machinery is sold for 6,000, so there is a direct loss of 14,000. As well as additional information number 2, dividend paid during the year 50,000. Now note one thing here, it is told dividend paid. It is not told whether it is dividend on equity shares or preference shares. So we'll consider it as the dividend for both equity and preference. The total dividend we'll consider is at 50,000. We'll consider it as the total dividend here in this question. Now we'll start the question. This was the balance sheet given in the question. So we'll start it. First of all, we'll write the closing balance in the statement of PL. Let us see what is the closing balance in the statement of PL. Here you can see surplus balance in statement of PL. Closing 31st March 19, it is 1,50,000 and at the beginning it is 2 lakh for the previous year. So closing it is 1,50,000. From closing we subtract less the opening balance of statement in PL, which is 2 lakh. 1,50,000 minus 2 lakh gives you 50,000 that we have not written. We'll take the sum together for more items. Next, dividend paid and transferred to general reserve. Dividend paid, as just now we have discussed, dividend paid is 50,000. So directly we'll write here dividend paid 50,000 and transferred to general reserve. Similar with the previous question, you can see here reserve and surplus. General reserve is given 60,000 to 4 lakh. It has increased from 60,000 to 4 lakh. When it is 60,000 to 4 lakh, that means there is an increase of 3,40,000. So I have written here transfer to general reserve 3,40,000. When you take the sum of these all, you will find it as 3,40,000. 1,50,000 minus 2 lakh, negative 50, positive 50 cancelled. Now 3,40,000 is the sum of all these items. This is the net profit before tax and extraordinary items. This sum what we got 3,40,000 is the net profit before tax and extraordinary items. With this we'll add the non-cash or non-operating expenses. Non-cash or non-operating expenses are interest on 9% debentures. Let us see whether we have debentures here. 9% debentures, it is 6 lakh at the beginning 31st March 18 and it has reduced to 4 lakh. That means debentures have been redeemed. rupees 2 lakh debentures. From 6 lakh to 4 lakh means the difference is 2 lakh. So debentures of rupees 2 lakh have been redeemed during the year. Now we don't know the date whether the debentures are redeemed at the beginning of the year or the end of the year. So here you can consider it as the debentures have been redeemed at the end of the year. So I have considered that the debentures have been redeemed at the end of the current year. So from 6 lakh to 4 lakh, rupees 2 lakh debentures are redeemed. Since the debentures are redeemed at the end of the current year, so the whole year the debentures balance were rupees 6 lakh. So you need to pay 9% interest since the debentures are of 9%. So 9% interest on rupees 6 lakh you need to pay. So 9% of 6 lakh is 54,000. So interest on 9% debentures, here it is paid 54,000. Next, the loss on sale of machinery, just we have discussed in the additional information. A machinery costing 20,000 was sold for 6,000. So there was a direct loss of 14,000. That loss of 14,000 will be written here. Loss on sale of machinery 14,000. When you take the sum of this 3,40,000, 54,000 and 14,000, you get 4,08,000. That is the operating profit before working capital changes. This is the operating profit before working capital changes. With this you will add decrease in current assets or increase in current liabilities. Let us see whether there is a decrease in current assets or increase in current liabilities. Current liabilities, we have only one current liability there, trade payables, which has increased. There is an increase in trade payables. You can see here trade payables, it has increased from 1 lakh to 4,50,000. 1 lakh to 4,50,000. So there is an increase of 3,50,000 in trade payables. Increase of 3,50,000 in trade payables is given here. So increase in current liability is to be added, so it has been added, rupees 3,50,000 in trade payables. Next, less increase in current assets or decrease in current liabilities. Increase in current assets or decrease in current liabilities. So let us check whether there is an increase in current assets. In current assets we have three items. Cash and cash equivalent will not be taken. Inventory and trade receivable. Inventories, when we check, it is increased from 2 lakh to 3 lakh. Here you can see inventories from 2 lakh to 3 lakh. It has increased. So increase in current assets will be subtracted. So inventories from 2 lakh to 3 lakh, 1 lakh has been subtracted here. Next is trade receivables. Let us check what is the balance of trade receivables. Trade receivables from 1 lakh to 2 lakh, it has increased, so it will also be subtracted. Trade receivables 1 lakh to 2 lakh, so there is a difference of 1 lakh, so 1 lakh will be subtracted here. So when you take the sum of 4,08,000, 3,50,000, negative 1 lakh and negative 1 lakh, you will get 5,58,000. This is the cash generated from operation, or you can also say operating profit after working capital changes. This is the cash generated from operations or the operating profit after working capital changes. Earlier it was before working capital changes, now it is after working capital changes. Since there is no tax paid in this question, so no need to write tax paid, directly we can reach to cash flow from operating activities 5,58,000. The same figure is also the cash flow from operating activities 5,58,000. Next, move on to cash flow from investing activities. Cash flow from investing activities, number 1, it is purchase of fixed assets. Let us see purchase of fixed assets. There is a difference in fixed assets or not. Non-current assets, fixed assets are given here from 15 lakh to 20 lakh. The difference is from 15 lakh to 20 lakh, 5 lakh. So I am preparing a fixed assets account here. Better to prepare a fixed assets account whenever there is a sale of machinery or sale of fixed asset. Balance BD opening was 15 to 20. So balance BD opening is 15 lakh and closing is 20 lakh. 15 lakh to 20 lakh. Now there was a sale of machinery at rupees 6,000, costing 20,000 was sold for 6,000 given in the additional information. So in the bank you will get the amount of 6,000. By bank you will get 6,000 for sale of machinery, as well as PL you will get loss 14,000. Machinery costing 20,000 was sold for 6,000. So in bank you got 6,000 by selling the machinery at 6,000, and the loss you suffered is 14,000. So it will be written by PL or by SPL 14,000. When you take the balance both the sides, it is 20 lakh plus 14,000 plus 6,000, 20 lakh 20,000. The same balance will be copied here, the same total. From this total, when you subtract the opening balance, you will find the balancing figure, that is 5 lakh 20,000. 20 lakh 20,000 minus 15 lakh gives you 5 lakh 20,000. This is to bank purchase of fixed assets or purchase of machinery, whatever, 5 lakh 20,000. So this is cash outflow 5 lakh 20,000. It will be written here. Purchase of fixed assets from in cash flow from investing activities, I have written purchase of fixed assets, working note 1. This is the working note 1 that we have prepared the fixed assets account. From here we got purchase of fixed assets 5,20,000 negative. Next, proceed from sale of machinery. One machinery you have sold for rupees 6,000. It has resulted in a cash inflow. So it is written proceeds from sale of machinery 6,000. Negative 5,20,000 and positive 6,000. When you add this both, you come to 5,14,000. Negative 5,14,000. So I have also used here cash flow from investing activities. Better to write cash used, or flow also you can write because the figure is already negative written in bracket. So you can also use the term used here, cash flow or cash used in investing activities 5,14,000. Next we'll move on to cash flow from financing activities. Let us check the shares, debentures, preferences, whatever are there. First of all, move on to share capital. Share capital is 16 lakh, 10,40,000 to 16 lakh. Directly, if we consider it as equity shares instead of considering it differently as preference and equity, I am taking it directly as share capital. So 10,40,000 to 16 lakh. 10,40,000 to 16 lakh. Here you can see it is 10,40,000 to 16 lakh. Ten lakh 40,000 to 16 lakh. So there is an increase of 5,60,000 in the share capital. So I have written proceeds from issue of shares. Proceeds from issue of shares, by mistake I have written equity. So it will not be equity, it is total share capital. Proceeds from issue of shares. That means since 10,40,000 to 16 lakh there is an increase of 5,60,000. That means share capital has been issued, more shares, fresh shares have been issued for rupees 5,60,000. Proceeds from issue of shares 5,60,000. Debentures, as we have seen, debentures were redeemed. 9% debentures from 6 lakh to 4 lakh. It has decreased. 9% debentures have decreased from 6 lakh to 4 lakh. You can see here 6 lakh to 4 lakh. So there is a decrease of 2 lakh in 9% debentures, means debentures have been redeemed. When you redeem debentures, you need to pay cash and there will be a cash outflow. So redemption of 9% debentures is written here, negative 2 lakh. Dividend paid as given in the question 50,000, that we have also added in the operating activity. Dividend paid 50,000, as well as interest on 9% debentures paid, that is also written here in the operating activity. Interest on 9% debentures paid 54,000. Both dividend paid and interest paid will result to cash outflows, so it has written negative. 5,60,000 positive, 2 lakh negative, 50,000 negative and 54,000 negative. When you add all these four, you will get 2,56,000. 2,56,000 is the cash flow from financing activities. Now from operating activities the cash flow is 5,58,000. In investing activities the cash used is 5,14,000. In financing activities it is 2,56,000. When you take the sum of all these three, you get 3 lakh. This is the cash flow during the year. 1 plus 2 plus 3 means operating plus investing plus financing activities. When you add all these three, you get 3 lakh. This is the cash flow during the year. With this cash flow during the year, when you add opening cash and cash equivalents, that is 2 lakh. Let us check in the question whether it is 2 lakh or not. Cash and cash equivalent, it is given here. Cash and cash equivalents. Let us check the figure. 5 lakh for closing and 2 lakh for opening. The opening figure is 2 lakh here. 2 lakh for opening, 5 lakh for closing for cash and cash equivalents. So the opening cash and cash equivalents were 2 lakh. Cash flow during the year was 3 lakh. 3 lakh plus 2 lakh gives you 5 lakh, which is the closing cash and cash equivalents. So this question was also done correctly. More questions will solve in the next videos. Till then, watch these videos carefully, and if you have any doubts with these questions or the solutions, you can text me or call me. In the next video, we'll solve more questions and the tougher ones of the cash flow statement. I'll also send pictures of the question and solution so that it will be more easier for you to check it. Thank you very much and bye.